Inform other students to join. Very less students have joined. Why? Yes. What about other students? Yes. Inform them to join immediately. Only 5 students have joined. I don't know why. Only 6 students have joined. We will start. I think nobody is going to join right now. Why only 7 students are there? We will start for today. So we were seeing unit number 4. In that, in the last lecture, we have covered some points. Like first point which we have covered is what is IPv6 and what is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6. Can anybody tell me what is the difference? Actual difference, we have seen it in last lecture. Difference between IPv4 and IPv6. Yes. Can anybody tell me? Yes, you can write and tell me the difference between IPv4. Then only we can go to the next point. What is the actual difference between IPv4 and IPv6? Yes, IPv4 and IPv6. Am I audible to all? Yes, I want response from your side. Nobody is responding. Okay. So tell me the difference between IPv4 and IPv6. Last lecture we have covered this point. What is the address address space for IPv4 and what is the address space required for the IPv6? Yes. Yes, can anybody tell me? What is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6 which we have covered in the last lecture? You can tell me the differences regarding their, yes. In IPv4 somebody has written, correct? It is 32-bit. And what about IPv6? Yes, what about IPv6? What is the address space required for IPv6? It is 128-bit, correct? What is the other difference between both? One more difference I think we have taken in the last lecture. One more difference we have learned in between IPv4 and IPv6. Yes. One more difference is there, important, with, in between IPv4 and IPv6. Yes, can anybody tell me? Okay, what is tunneling? What is tunneling? And where we can, how the tunneling will occur? Yes. What is tunneling and how it occurs? This point also we have covered. Yes, nobody knows this. Okay, I think you were not present in the last lecture. Nobody is answering. Why? Hmm. Okay, I will tell you. We will. These points which we have covered that you must know or remember from the last lecture. First, we have seen about the difference between IPv4 and IPv6. Okay. Then we have started with what is IPsec over IPv6. IPsec means IP security over IPv6. Okay. So what are the main functionalities or the security mechanisms which are provided by using this IP security? First, we have seen that is authentication. Second, confidentiality. Third one is key management. And so what is authentication? Authentication is nothing but the person, whenever data is transferred from one host to another host, the data must be authenticated. Like the data which will come from the host who is sending, and the data which will be received by the receiver who is receiving, that must be authenticated. Like both the persons will be authenticated. Like no, the data cannot be received or sent by any another host. Okay. And confidentiality, while transferring the data must be confidential. Confidential means what? The data cannot be used or data cannot be accessed by any other user in between while transferring the data. Key management means what? The keys which will be shared in between two hosts, like source host and the destination host. So that host must know the keys, because whenever this host 1 is transferring the data, he will that host will encrypt the data by using a key, and by using same key the receiver will decrypt the data. So that key must be known to both the host, one who is sending and another who is receiving the data. Okay, so this is the next point, IP security uses. So here the diagrammatical representation is given, like how the data is transferred. We have seen, I think, one video in the last lecture. I have shown you one video. What is how the data is transferred by using IP security over IPv6 protocol. As all of you know, the IPv6 protocol is used for at a network layer, and that particular protocol is used to transfer a data from one host to another host. IPv4 and IPv6, both the protocols are used at a network layer. Okay, so here you can see this is the host which is called as user system with IPv6 IP security provided to that particular user. Okay, and the data is transferring here from this particular user, sorry, this particular user, what is this? IP header, IP security header, and secure IP payload. So this is the format in which the data is going to send from the user, which this particular user want to send the data through the public. Here you can see that this is public internet, or we can say a private network. That may be a public internet, wireless network, or it may be a private network within a particular area. So if this particular host want to transfer a data, so at that time this IPsec will provide, IPsec means what? IP security. It will provide the security so that any another host or any another particular third party user cannot access the data while this data is going to transfer in the packet format. We have seen the packet format, packet header format of IPv6. So whenever the data is transferring from this host to the through the public area network to the another host, or we can say the devices, networking devices which are connected with this particular host in a network. Okay, So you can see in this diagram what is given, like this is user system, and this user system is transferring the data here through this network in a particular format in which the security is already provided. Okay, and this particular uh, network will transfer the data to the actual user. Here you can see in this diagram this internet or private network is transferring the data to the host wherever it is required. Okay, here there are two receivers are given or shown in this particular figure. This is the first receiver, this one is the second receiver. So through this internet, or you can say public area network, the data will be transferred to the respected receiver. And what these particular respected receivers will do, they will decrypt the data which has been encrypted by this user or the sender. And by using as we have seen, there are features of IPsec. Last one is the key management. So whatever keys by using which the data is encrypted, so that keys will be shared in between this sender and the receiver. Okay, so that keys is known to only the sender and the receiver. So because of that, the security will get provided by using the IPsec. Okay, so anybody is having any doubt in this particular slide? Then we will go to the next slide. So this slide is nothing but for how the data transfer will occur by using the IPsec or IP security. Whenever the IP security will be provided, how the data transfer will occur from one host to another host. So that is given by using this diagrammatical representation. And what are the features by using the IPv6? IPsec. There is it provides the authentication, confidentiality, and the key management over depending on the network. Like it may be a LAN, here it is given LAN, it may be a public network, or it may be a private WAN. Okay, so what are the benefits? Now we are going to see the benefits of IP security. Okay, so what are the different benefits for the IP security? So here first is what is given in the first benefit. 1 minute. Okay, so in firewall or router, it provides the strong security to the traffic crossing the perimeter. Means here a particular threshold is maintained while transferring the traffic through the firewall. So if the data transfer will be more than that particular threshold, then what will happen here? So that whatever threshold we have fixed while transferring the data through the firewall, so that firewall will indicate like maximum amount of data you are transferring from the host to source host to the destination host. Okay, so because of this particular threshold is provided in between source host and the destination host. So the problem occurs is like multiple, if the threshold is not provided, then whatever data is sent, that data may not be received to the receiver at a given time. Or there is one another drawback, like there may be a problem of multiple any third person or third party or third user, or we can say a third host can access that data if, or that data may not be transferred to the particular receiver. So because of that, this threshold is provided at the firewall or the router, so that the limited amount of data can be transferred and the securities are provided at the firewall side. So that is the main benefit for while transferring the data. Okay, what is next now? Next is preset below the transport layer, hence transparent application. Like whatever as this communication is occurring at the network layer. As all of you know, IPv4 and IPv6 both are working at the network layer. So because of that, what is the benefit for it? Like whatever the communication will occur in between the host, like source host and the destination host, that will be a transparent. Okay, and what is the next? That is, it can provide the security for an individual, even a mobile user. Whenever we are transferring the data from one mobile user to multiple mobile users, or from one individual user to another individual host, from one host to another host, or number of different mobile users to the number of different mobile users, whenever we are transferring data in a single way or a multiple way, so that this particular IPsec will provide the security. That is one of the benefit for this IPv6. What is next? Next is it secures a routing architecture. As I told you, there are three main positive points, or we can say uh, there are three main security mechanisms which are provided by IPsec, that is authentication, confidentiality, and key management. So because of that, it secures the routing architecture. Routing architecture means what? Whenever we are transferring the data, so that data transfer will be secure. Therefore, it is given like it secures the routing architecture of a data transfer. Okay. Now, generally, this IPsec, or we can say IP security, it consists of these two main extensions. First is authentication header, and second is encapsulating security payload. These are the two main components of this IP security architecture. While transferring the data is transferred by using these two extension, header extension we can say, that is authentication header, that is AH, and ESP. ESP means what? Encapsulating security payload. Now, next slide. As we have discussed in the last lecture, like the data which is transferred from the source to destination, or one host. Here you can see in this diagram, there are two hosts. First is host A, and another is host B. The host A is the sender of the data, and host B is the receiver of a data. So while transferring the data from one host to another host, that data will be transferred in two modes. There are two modes are there. Modes of transfer we can say. So what is the first mode? First mode is transport mode, and second is tunnel mode. Here I have given two modes. So what is the difference between actually these two? What is transport mode and what is tunnel mode? That I want to tell you now. So here the transport mode is nothing but the data will directly transferred from host 1 to host 2. There is no any security mechanism which is provided in between these A and B host A and host B. Okay, and in case of tunnel means what? Tunnel, all of you know the actual what is mean by tunnel. Tunnel means what? Whenever we are transferring the data from one host to another host. Okay, so that data is hidden by using these gateways. Two gateways are given here, gateway 1 and gateway 2. Here the route of transfer is there from host 1 to host 2. So whenever we are transferring the data from host 1 to host 2, so that data will transfer to this encrypted tunnel. As all of you know the meaning of tunnel, like it hides a something. Okay, it hides something means what? It is tunnel. So here the data is hidden by using the encryption mechanism. Okay, so because of that, the data cannot be seen by any another, or the host which is not related to that particular data. So that data cannot be seen. Okay, so that is called as encrypted tunnel. Means here the host A will encrypt the data by using a particular key, and whenever this host A is started to send the data through this gateway, so that data will be encrypted here at this particular gateway, and once the data is encrypted, the data will be seen in the another format to the third person or third host which is not related with the this host A and host B. Once, see here, once the data, I will show you complete diagram. Okay, so once that data is encrypted here at the gateway, initially data is in the unencrypted format. Whenever the data will be here at the gateway, like it is a nothing, it is nothing but a routing way of that particular data So this data will be encrypted here, and once the data is encrypted, the data will be sent to the gateway 2. See, in this particular diagram it is given, and once the data will get received to the gateway 2, here the key which was being used by this gateway 1 to encrypt the data, so the same key is shared here with the gateway 2, and this gateway 2 will decrypt the data, and then the data will be received in the original format which was sent by this A host. So all these things are not related to just only I think you have seen this in computer network subject, encryption and decryption algorithm. So all these data sent and received by using this IP security will occur in this encryption and the decryption, or we can say cryptography technique is used while transferring the data. Okay. Here what is given? New IP header. As I told you, for IP security these two headers are there. We have seen in the previous slide. AH means authentication header. See here, we have seen this point here. 1 minute. Authentication header and encapsulating security payload. So these two, so this header is related with the IP security, and IP new header which is provided by whenever we are encrypting the data, and here TCP is nothing but the transport control protocol. So what is the function of this TCP? It is present at the transport layer, transmission control protocol, and there is one another protocol which is working at the transport layer, that is UDP, we can say user datagram protocol. So this transmission control protocol is used while transferring the data at the transport layer, and actual data means whatever data this A host want to send to the B host, and this is original IP header of a IPv6 protocol. Okay, and this AH and ESP, these two headers are provided by using the IP security. As here now we have used here in this architecture TCP, means transmission control protocol, while transferring the data. Okay, so this is how this header, or whenever the data will get transferred, so that format is given in the transport mode. And see here what are the headers. I have told you there are two main transport mode and the tunnel mode. There are two main modes are present through which we are transferring the data. So this is the format of header while transferring the data by using the transport mode, that is it contains this IP header, IP options, IP security header and higher layer payload. But while transferring the data through the tunnel mode, so these are the components which are present in that while transferring the data, that is outer IP header, IPsec header, inner IP header and the higher payload protocol. Why these outer and inner IP headers are present? As we are transferring the data through the tunnel mode, so the data must be hidden while transferring. So therefore there are two types of headers are present to encapsulate the data. So what are those? Outer IP header which will be at the outside, so that it cannot be, the data cannot be seen, and inner IP header. So whenever we are transferring the data, these two headers are actually present. Now what are the IP security? PROS means what here? The positive points of IP security. So what is the first? It is given here. It hides the identity of a network. Why? As I told you, okay, as I told you, so this particular network is hiding the identity of a network and provides the security channel. It hides the identity means what? Because it is providing the keys for transmitter and the receiver, or we can say the source host and the destination host. Therefore it is given, this is one of the positive point of this IP security, that it hides, or we can say the advantages. The question may come in the exam like, what are the advantages of IP security, or what are the pros of a IPsec? So The first is it hides the identity of a network. Second, it provides the secure channel. As we have seen this in first slide only, three types of securities are provided by using IP security. First is confidentiality. Whatever data the source host is transferring, that must be confidential along with the destination host. Authenticity means what? The data which is receiving from the data will be received from a trusted user. Like whenever host 1 is sending the data to the host 2, that data must be sent by the host 1 and that must be received by the host 2. That is called as authenticity. And integrity means what? Whenever we are transferring the data must be in the same format which is sent by the host. So these three different security mechanism, and one more we have seen, that is key management. Okay, so therefore the data transfer is secure by using the IP security. Also the third pros is, or positive point is, it connects the sites with a cost effective secure network as compared with the leased lines. Means whatever the cost required while transferring the data from one host to another host, that is also a cost effective. Okay, so therefore this IP security will be used maximum time in the, like it is having good transfer rate, as well as it is having good, like it is cost effective. So because of that, this particular IP security is used for transferring the data. And next is, it allows the user to work from home and the mobile host. Like as I told you previously, here we can transfer the data through a single host or a multiple mobile host. So these are some of the positive points of this IP security. Now there are some drawbacks while transferring the data through IP security. So we will see one by one. There are also some drawbacks here. Okay. So first is, a single failure in a path disconnects the entire network. Also cause a performance bottleneck. Means what? If any of the particular host, or if any node which is failed while transferring the data from one host to another host, so at that time, if any node or any host get failed, so at that time it leads to a failure of a entire network, because here, as this particular IP security is working at a network layer, so so failure is very important while transferring the data. If the failure will occur, then it will affect the entire network. And performance is bottleneck. Bottleneck means what? So overall transferring of a data will get closed. Like the transferring of data will not occur from one host to another host. And second disadvantage is, tunnel traffic is unprotected by IDS. IDS means what? Intrusion detection system. So whatever the tunnel traffic means what? As I told you, what is meant by tunnel mode? Yes, can anybody write here? Only I am talking, I think. All are sleeping. What is tunnel mode? Traffic means what? Can anybody tell me? In previous slide we have seen. Yes. What is tunnel traffic? Second, I just want to tell you the disadvantages of IPsec. In that, and the second disadvantage, tunnel traffic is unprotected by IDS. Means what? Tunnel traffic means what? What are the two modes which are present in IP security? Can anybody tell me? What are the two modes in which we are transferring the data by using IPsec? Yes? Two modes of transfer of a data. Yes, I want answer from all of you. First is tunnel mode and second is transport mode. So whenever the data is transferred by using the tunnel mode, at that time at that time that particular traffic which will be under the particular keys, okay, that cannot be, as I told you, that cannot be seen by any unauthorized user. So at that time this particular traffic or data which we are sending through the tunnel mode, that is undetected by the intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection system means what? If yes, intrusion detection system, anybody knows what is intrusion detection system? Yes. What is intrusion detection system? What is the function of this intrusion detection system? Can anybody tell me? What is function of this intrusion IDS, or we can say intrusion detection system? Yes. What it detects? Yes. What intrusion detection system detects? Yes, exactly. Correct. Siddharth has answered. Only one answered from one. Only one student I got the answer from starting of the lecture. And Samir, Aman. Only two students are answering. Aman and Siddharth. What about others? The session must be interactive so that if you are having any doubt, that also I will come to know. Okay. Yes, it detects the suspicious activities, or we can say it detects the vulnerability or suspicious things which will be occurred with the data whenever we are transferring the data. Okay. So that particular suspicious activities or vulnerable things cannot be detected by this intrusion detection system because we are transferring the data through the tunnel mode. So therefore, this is one of the disadvantage of this IP security. Okay, and next is VPN. VPN means what? Yes, VPN. Can anybody tell me? VPN, virtual private network. VPN is nothing but virtual private network. The gateways which are there for the VPN might be compromised, which leads to the uncovering of a protected data. Okay, so VPN gateways are maybe the VPN gateways may leads to uncovering of a protected data. As tunnel mode means what? We are covering the data actually, but because of this virtual private network gateway, the data may leads to the uncovering of a protected data. If we are using, as we have seen, which two gateways I have shown you in the previous slide, I think. So in that particular slide, we have seen there are two gateways which are present at the sender side and at the receiver side. But when these gateways are virtually present, or we can say that gateways are VPN, that is virtual private networks gateway. So that may leads to the uncovering of a protected data. The gateways which are present virtually, not physically, that are called as the virtual private network gateway. Okay, so that are the some of the disadvantages of this VPN, sorry, not VPN, IP security. Okay, so what we have seen, I just want to revise first, then we will go for the next point. We have seen this, like what are the different mechanisms which are security mechanisms which are provided by using this IP security over IPv6. So these three are the main security mechanism which will be provided over a LAN, public network, private network, WAN or a internet. What are those? Authentication, confidentiality and the key management. Okay, and here you can see this is a diagrammatical representation how the IP security works. This is your source host and these are your destination host. These two are the destination hosts. and data will get transferred through this public network. As we have seen how the data will get transferred, there are two main mode that we will see later. So these are some of the benefits of the IP security which we have seen. First is in firewall or router, it provides the strong security. Okay, as it is present below the transport layer, this particular application is transparent. Sending and receiving of a data is transparent. Okay. Next is it provides the security to the single individual user or multiple user we can say. Next is there are, as I told you, there are two main header which are present, authentication header and encapsulating security payload. And this data transfer by using the IP security is done by using these two modes. First is transport mode, second is tunnel mode. Okay, this is a diagrammatical representation of a transport mode, and in case of tunnel mode, we are encrypting the data at a gateway. Okay, and these are the physical gateways which are present. If these gateways are virtual, then that protection, whatever we are giving the protection to the data, that will be uncovered. So that is the drawback of this IPsec that we have seen. These are the hidden formats in transport and the tunnel mode. Positive points or the advantages we have seen. So these are four advantages of transport mode. As it hides the identity of a network, it provides the secure channel because three types of securities are provided as we have seen in this previous slide, and it connects the sites or we can say the host in a cost effective way. That is one of the positive point, and it allows the users to work from home, or we can say a mobile host can get communicate by using the IP securities. So these are positive points which we have seen in the today's lecture. And what are the negative points or we can say the disadvantages or cons of this IPsec? The first is if a single node failure occurs while transferring a data from one host to another host, the complete network will get failed or the performance will become a bottleneck. So that is the drawback. Second, the tunnel traffic is unprotected by intrusion detection system, or we can say not unprotected, undetected by a intrusion detection system. Means we cannot remove any suspicious activities if it is occurring while transferring the data through the network. Okay, and if the gateways which are there who are encrypting and the decrypting the data, they are virtually present, or we can say they are present in a virtual private network, then that gateways may leads to uncovering of a protected data. So that is the drawback of this IP security. Okay, so today we have seen what are the different IP security data transfer, what are the different modes of this IP security, what are the cons and benefits and positive points and negative points of this IP security. Okay, so we will next point is this 6 low power personal area network. So this particular protocol is present at a personal area network. So this point is there in this particular unit. In the next lecture, we will see this point. Anybody? I just want to ask you one question. Anybody who has not given CA1 paper? I think one student is there. Only one student has not given the CA1. Yes. Remaining all students have given CA1, but only one student has not given. I didn't get his paper. Yes. Who is that student? Why you are not giving online papers? It is very easy to write, still you are absent in the papers. Hmm? Okay. See, Monday and Tuesday, I think we have online lecture at 9:15. Okay, Monday and Tuesday we have online lectures at 9:15, and one lecture is offline. 1 minute, I will tell you. One lecture is offline. Anybody knows when we have offline lecture of TYA? Yes. Okay, I will tell you. We have offline lecture, I think. So how many of you are coming to college in this week? I think all have to come compulsory. Okay. But tomorrow also we have, I think, online lecture at the same time. I will see when our offline lecture is present. I think it is 4:15 to 5. Some time is given. It is on Thursday, I think. Thursday or Wednesday. I think Thursday. So all of you must be present in college. If you are having any issue, you can discuss with me. Then we will stop here for today's lecture.